Want to dip your toes into the art of magic? Or perhaps you just want to be the life of the next party. Either way, we've got you covered. Prepare your props and warm up your acting chops as we reveal some of magic's biggest secrets. Here are 12 popular tricks and illusions exposed. What's up, Facnatics? This is Discovery Amuse serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Our number one pick is one of modern-day magicians' favorite tricks, so stay tuned to find out how they do it. Now, let's unveil some smoke and mirrors. Number 12, Street Levitation. Have no fear, because these street performers seemingly floating on air are not part of Voldemort's army out to get your spare change. They're not masters of endurance either. Heck, they are practically just sitting on an elevated metal chair. This stunt is usually done with a rug or piece of carpet below them to conceal the metal plate that extends into the stick that they are holding. They then connect a metal seat to the shaft where the magician can sit on it, put on some suspiciously conservative costume to hide all the steel, and voila! Wow. Stick around, because our top one illusion is a little trickier than this one, but real magic it is certainly not. Number 11, Shoelace Trick. One of the most popular sleight of hand tricks, or make that the sleight of foot, is the self-tying shoelace trick. Just a little wiggle on the undone shoelace and there you go, all tied up. You can even add some twerking too if you're nasty. In reality, this trick can't be any easier to pull off. You just have to pull some strings, literally. First, tie up the shoelace as you normally would. Next, get an extra shoelace that matches the one you have on. Tie a string on the middle part of the loose shoelace, hide it under your trouser leg, pull out the shoelace and place it strategically to make it look like part of your shoe, and tuck the actual bow under the hem. While shaking your foot, just pull the loose shoelace up with the help of the string and pull up the hem ever so slightly to reveal the perfectly tied shoelace. Number 10, the lipstick trick. Take a swipe at this next trick and you might just become popular with the girls at your next house party.
Hey, how you doing?
Watch as illusionist Chris Angel transfers the lipstick stain from the back of his hand into the lady's palm.
The lipstick kind of goes into my skin and it should
Here's how he pulled off the pigmented act. When he took the lipstick in his hands, he secretly stained one of his fingers, and when Chris adjusted the girl's hand, he pressed the tip of his finger onto her palm. Whether the girl is a righty or a lefty doesn't matter, because you could just manipulate her into keeping up the stained palm. Just make sure you don't use a transfer-proof matte lipstick, of course. Number 9, disappearing salt trick. Street magician Smootini wowed the America's Got Talent judges with his close-up illusions.
What is your name? I am Smootini.
One of which was the salt shaker trick, in which he made the salt seemingly disappear when he poured it into his hand. But wait, when he raises his other hand, out come the grains of salt.
Wow, good.
However, with just a dash of dexterity and a pinch of distraction, you too can achieve this trick. Just get yourself one of these fake thumbs. Pour the salt into the prop and act like you're trying to squeeze in all the salt into your clenched fist with your thumb, when in fact you're securing the fake thumb onto your other hand.
Okay.
Number 8, MJ's anti-gravity lean. From Smootini to the smooth criminal himself, Michael Jackson was known for his signature moves like the moonwalk and this anti-gravity lean, where he managed to lean forward at about 45 degrees. Rejoice, MJ fans, because you too can pull off this crazy dance move. That is, if you can get a hold of one of his patented shoes that has a triangular slot in the heel, which then hooks onto a peg on the stage floor. This stunt actually requires incredible core and leg strength, so make sure not to skip leg day if you want to try out the gravity-defying move. Number 7, woman in half illusion. We've seen this illusion a million times already, and TBH, even though we already have a slight idea about how it's done, it still never ceases to amaze us. Of course, we already know that the assistant isn't really sawed in half, but why are both sides still moving when the box gets pulled apart? Well, that's because this illusion involves two assistants, and the secret lies in the box, which usually has a hidden compartment where the assistants can hide half of their bodies. We could argue, though, that the real magicians here are the highly flexible assistants who can contort their bodies. Number 6. Chain of Death. This illusion sounds oh so sinister until you realize there's nothing remotely lethal about it at all. Well, that is, if you do it properly. The trick is simple. The magician wraps the chain around his neck and asks two people to pull it from both ends at the same time. But instead of getting strangled to death, the chain seemingly goes through the illusionist's neck. While using a chain does look far more dangerous, you can actually try out this trick with a rope or a scarf. Just create a fake loop, swing it around your head, and boom! Here's an instructional from a YouTuber called Magic 101.
And I just I swing both of those things around my head, and the back of your neck is just a loose knot. I just cross the two front ropes for added effect, and when I pull on them, I'm simply releasing the knot, and the rope doesn't actually go through my neck.
I bet you could easily deceive a chain of fools with this illusion.
Chain, chain, chain.
Number 5. Mint on a necklace trick. Here's a trick that literally puts your neck on the line, brought to you by a British magician named Dynamo. What he does is he swallows a polo mint, then uses his necklace to take out the mint from his throat. How? By rubbing the necklace against his neck until it seems to go through his skin. He rips it out and ta-da! But before you cringe in horror, let me tell you now that no necks were slashed during the making of this trick. The secret behind this illusion is something you can easily find at home: glue. Before performing the trick, just apply some glue on your neck, and when you push the necklace against your neck, look down to activate the glue. When you lift your head back up, the necklace would appear as though it's gone through your skin. As for the mint, just stash it inside your hand and shake it out during the big reveal. Number 4. Card through glass trick. This is another trick that's quite popular among street magicians, but it's hard to see right through the illusion at first glance. For this one, a magician asks a random person to pick a card and put it back on the deck without revealing what it is. After a little shuffle, the magician throws the whole deck of cards against a glass window and wham, bam, alakazam, the chosen card can be seen stuck on the glass from the other side. So, there are a couple of ways to achieve this trick, but both would need an accomplice. For the first version, all you need to do is manipulate the person into picking a specific card, utilizing some techniques like cutting a portion of another card to serve as a marker, or by some neat shuffling trick. And then, the assistant will be the one to stick a duplicate card onto the other side of the glass window using some wax. But what about when the volunteer signs his name into the card? With a sleight of hand, isolate the signed card as you're shuffling the deck. Discreetly pass on the card to your assistant, who will then stick it onto the glass. Number 3. The bullet catch. It's been performed by some of Magic's biggest names like David Blaine and Penn and Teller, but fair warning, do not try this at home. Catching a bullet with your mouth is one of the oldest tricks in an illusionist's handbook. Some even go the distance and put glass between them and the shooter to show that the bullet indeed passed through. Son of a gun! But right now, I'm about to show you how this trick is done. There are a lot of ways performers pull off this trick, but here's one of the more popular methods. Illusionists replace real bullets with painted wax bullets that disintegrate upon firing. The spray of liquid gas from the weapon's barrel is enough to break the glass, making it seem like the shot did go through. In some cases where the bullet is marked, the bullet is discreetly transferred to the illusionist, or an offstage assistant copies the markings the volunteer made on the bullet and then hands that one over to the magician. Number 2. Gut-wrenching act. James Moore, a contestant in Britain's Got Talent, ended his audition performance with a bang by floating on top of a metal shaft and skewering himself like a human kebab. But of course, he comes out of it virtually unscathed because that's what illusionists do. So, how does one survive being impaled by a spike? First, the spike has a retractable tip that folds into itself when the magician lies on top of it. Second, a hidden brace inside his shirt that's been securely attached to the metal shaft enables him to seemingly balance on top of the rod. And finally, the corset he's wearing releases a dummy tip to complete the illusion that the spike actually went through him. But wait, no magic act is complete without some cheesy pose in the end. Yeah, that's more like it. Before we go to our number 1 pick, do us a solid and make sure to smash the subscribe button and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to choose all so you won't miss out on any of our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. And of course, be sure to turn on notifications in your app's settings. Number 1. All boxed in. In Israel's Got Talent, this group of magicians perfectly executed the box disappearing act. The man was stuffed in the box with his hand waving until the assistants pushed the wall all the way. And boom, he was suddenly behind the judges. So, let's unbox the mystery of this disappearing act. As you can see, there's a small staircase under the box which is big enough for the man to squeeze in and be transported backstage. But how do you explain the waving hand? Simple. A different man was hiding inside the box. In this video by the masked magician, you can see the box's false bottom and the stretchable walls where a relatively small person can hide from plain sight. The waving hand is pulled right before the wall is pushed all the way through, making it appear like the person was crushed. Don't we all just love the masked magician and his oversized clothes? So, which of these tricks would you try out on your friends soon? Let us know in the comments section below. Take home any of our exclusive gear by browsing our merch shelf or clicking the link in the video description. And while you're at it, take our quiz to find out how you can earn extra cash online doing what you do best. Awesome, right? Hungry for more hocus pocus? Then don't miss our countdown of the 10 magic tricks and stunts that went horribly wrong. Till then, stay spellbinding, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.